Alright, so it's officially been 1 day since the Beast games were released, and already there are some controversies that have been solved and some new ones have sprung up. So this brings me to this article by MovieWeb, right? A New York Times look inside the series revealed risky challenges and expansive waivers were where contestants acknowledged they were at risk of dehydration, exhaustion, burns, heat stroke, and death. Okay, so essentially the problem was the waivers were very broad and they covered a lot of stuff. Now that's because the challenges were very broad. They were swimming, they were in the water, they were in boats, they were in towers, they were falling, they were jumping, all of it. So they needed to cover a lot. But that did not stop claims of it being slightly unfair. So several former contestants claimed they were also held under unreasonable and unsafe work conditions, and contestants claimed that they were given inadequate food. One example alleges a single scoop of rice was given over a 16-hour period, and that women were subject to sexual harassment while filming. So the sexual harassment claims actually come from a handbook that was kind of handed around from MrBeast and his crew, where it essentially talks about how it was called like How to Succeed in a MrBeast Production, okay? And it basically encouraged individuals to participate in lewd jokes to empower the boys while filming, help them be idiots, essentially. So one of the female contestants who joined the lawsuit said of the production, "I expected to be challenged, but I didn't think I would be treated like nothing." So there we go. Apparently they thought the jokes were inappropriate and they were making bad jokes and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, there's not much more I can find on this controversy, but there is a little bit more to be said about the lack of food. So this brings us to the next article, which is again talking about how the contestants signed up but they didn't feel they were being watered or fed properly. So apparently there were reports of one meal described by several different contestants consisted of a small portion of cold oatmeal, a few pieces of raw vegetables, and a single hard-boiled egg. Contestants reported being fed these small meals twice a day, although a spokesperson for MrBeast maintained they had been offered 3 meals a day. So, okay, there's something very crucial to explain before I move on to explain what it all means. So, basically, they were almost 2 Beast games. You have to think of it like there were 2 Beast games, right? The first one was like a casting one. So there were actually 2,000 contestants. They were put through different challenges. And then from those 2,000, 1,000 were then selected to go on to compete in the televised series that is on Prime right now. Okay. So the 2,000 screening one was held in Vegas, as far as I can tell. And in Vegas, there were a few oopsie daisies. I think some people had some injuries. This is also where all the reports of the bad food and the medical stuff came from. So this was all kind of bubbling on. These allegations all came out before the actual Beast games. And there was not a lot of people coming out on the other side of this kind of saying that MrBeast did a good job because they were all under NDA. Now that the games are over, we're actually getting a lot more people coming out and kind of contradicting these stories a little bit. So first of all, we have from John Roller on X, we have this. So MrBeast proven innocent on the Beast game abuse allegations. Colin and Samir shared behind the scenes footage documenting the show. So Colin and Samir were basically given behind the scenes access in order to film the behind the scenes of the Beast games, which was very cool. As you can see, they released the video, and there are actually some key moments that I'd like to highlight from their video because it does offer a lot of insights. So the first one is this: MrBeast speaks out about Beast game allegations with contestants. Okay, let's check it out.
I have a question. It might be controversial, but are you okay with all the articles and stuff that was coming out? She was lying, but I was just asking, like, are you okay?
Well, obviously, there was a lot of things not true. Like, they're saying there's broken bones. They're saying we're paying people hush money.
We agree. We did about it.
I mean, what did you think about the articles?
I mean, I thought first off, we're not gonna say nothing, no way. And 2, I just thought it was really ridiculous.
It was disappointing for sure because we knew that wasn't the case.
Right. Also, it seems like, look, people want to make a stink, but of course, so they don't want to interview the people that had a good experience.
Yeah.
But if more people that left that still had a good experience would speak out, it would be a little more balanced.
But it was also one of those things where like we're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, because I saw it literally.
And it's like
I
you
saw
can't
the
have
whole
nothing
news
nice because
article.
people will mess it up for
I
other
live in
people.
Vegas, so I literally was seeing there was so many people talking about it and everything, and it was like I wanted to say so much, but I'm
I
like,
did too. I was like, I just want to comment on
everything.
We were ready to defend you, bro. Like, come on.
You had a good experience?
Yes.
No, I did. I honestly
I had a great experience.
I lost.
Okay, yeah, so that's basically one of the things. They bring up this this controversy with MrBeast, and they're going backwards and forwards, and basically the contestants themselves are disputing a lot of these claims, right? They're saying that they didn't see any broken bones, they didn't see any mistreatment, and this was filmed before the televised series, so they're all talking about the Vegas bit where all of these controversies are coming from. And yeah, they're basically just kind of talking to MrBeast and apologizing, I guess, or coming out on his side, saying that we don't know why these allegations are here. But I don't know. There's another interesting point from the Colin and Smith documentary that I would like to highlight from YouTube myself. And they basically talk about the food situation in Vegas a little bit more. And I think this is just interesting to note.
Anyone? It's been a lot better than Vegas. Like so much better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not everything went perfect in Vegas, which obviously is unacceptable.
So no more cold oatmeal, right?
No, well, actually, I don't know. I mean, we can hug too.
Okay, so that was it. It was only a tiny little segment where they're both laughing about how the fact they don't want to repeat of Vegas in the going forward, and then the guy remarks on cold oatmeal. So there you go. So MrBeast is kind of acknowledging that the setup wasn't perfect. There were things that went askew, but I mean, it seems like there are a lot more people coming out on MrBeast's side saying that it really wasn't as bad as many people are saying, or the allegations are overblown, the controversy isn't really that big, it was just, you know, 1 or 2 days of bland food essentially. So another thing I like to highlight from this video as well is that there are 1,000 contestants and MrBeast meets them all 5 at a time. So he goes around, I can't really find the part of the video, but you should check out Colin Smith's video on this, because MrBeast meets 1,000 people in groups of 5 throughout the whole day. So he genuinely cares about these contestants. He answers all of their questions. He tries to be friendly. He always shakes every one of their hand. He gives hugs. Like, he's being very personal. He obviously kind of cares. He's not just kind of using them for content and then casting them away. So another post I think is important to highlight by Drama Alert is this one. So MrBeast accusations debunked. Beast Games contestants explain how they had food, proper rest, and safety protocols were in place. So it's a 2-minute 30 video. You can go and find it on X yourself, but I'm going to summarize. Basically, this guy talks about how their housing situation and the sleeping was actually fine, and that a lot of the times when people reported like not sleeping well or lack of sleep is because he said there were many people that were kind of up during the night and chatting amongst themselves. So they were keeping themselves up. That was not actually something to do with MrBeast and the production. He does note that the food maybe wasn't like the most tasty, but then he reiterates the fact that in his opinion he doesn't really care because they are given a chance to compete for $5 million, and he says the chance to compete for $5 million is worth a few nights of like bad food essentially. That's kind of what he goes on to say. He says he didn't really see any kind of broken bones or anything. And underneath that post, we get another contestant sharing their opinion. So I'm going to read this one out because I actually think it's quite cool. So, largely blown out of proportion. So he's talking about the accusations at this point. If 10 people get injured out of 2,000, then that's incredibly low percentage. I hate that people got hurt, but it's impossible to guarantee safety when doing these kinds of shows. If Survivor, Fear Factor, Hole in the Wall, or literally any Japanese game show had 2,000 people, somebody is likely to get hurt. Also, I didn't hear anyone getting hurt in the Prime show, just a few in Vegas. Again, I hate that people got hurt, but everyone knew that there was what they were signing up for, and they did it anyways. I ran on a 2 to 3 week grade 2 sprained ankle in Vegas series, knowing full well that I could seriously hurt myself. There was a learning curve for the staff and vendors on preparing enough material for certain people on day 1, but after that it was smooth sailing. So, in conclusion, basically, Vegas seems to be a little bit up and down kind of thing. Like, it was alright, people did it, the food was there, and there might have been a few injuries. People are kind of saying there are a few injuries there, and the food is the other one. However, people were on staff. I forgot to mention, but this guy on X who made this video here, he also spoke about the health and safety teams and stuff, and he was saying, he was kind of coming out against the allegations that people weren't allowed to have proper health coverage and stuff like that, and be treated and all that kind of thing. And he talks about how he carried a nasal spray on his person for the entirety of the Beast games, with all the staff members knowing and being completely alright with it. So he essentially kind of debunks those claims of almost medical malpractice, I guess you would say. So yeah, that's basically what's coming up. I mean, if you actually want to watch the Beast games for themselves, people seem pretty happy with them. There was obviously a little bit of controversy with the Vegas portion, but everything after that, the actual Prime Video released series, seems to have been really smoothly run, and from what I can tell on people's opinions, it's going really well. I recorded myself actually reacting to the first episode, so you can go and watch that. I'll be on the end screen, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. But yeah, these are just some of the controversies that are coming out, and I thought that I wanted to just come out here and maybe explain the situation to you, because when you're getting all these different points of view from everyone, it can be kind of confusing. So I hope maybe I've passed some of those threads for you and made it easier to understand. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, enjoy, maybe watch my reaction. That'd be cool. So have a good day.